On a lonely desert road at dusk. To trembling puppies' faint cries pierced the silence. What happened next broke a man's heart. The air shimmered with fading heat, shadows stretching long across the cracked asphalt. A single truck rumbled past, stirring clouds of dust. Just off the road's edge, in a rusted culvert, lay a crumpled form, half hidden by sand and weeds. It was not trash, but a mother dog. Her body battered from a hit and run. Her fur was matted with blood. Her breath shallow, barely there. Flies buzzed around her broken frame, her flank rising faintly under their hum. She had no strength to move, no voice to cry. Beside her, to frighten puppies, only 6 weeks old, their once soft fur stained with dirt and oil, huddled close. They did not understand why Mama would not wake, but they felt fear. With shaky legs, they crawled toward the road, their tiny bodies trembling with each step. Desperation drove them, a silent plea for someone to notice, to care.
A grizzled truck driver, Tom, in his late 50s, pulled over for a break. He expected quiet, but the puppy's cries reached him. His eyes narrowed as two small shapes darted toward him, one nuzzling his dusty boots with urgency. They did not beg for food or cower in fear. They stood trembling, their eyes pleading for him to follow. Something stirred in Tom's chest, a feeling he had long buried. The puppies scampered back, glancing over their shoulders, urging him toward the culvert. Tom followed, his boots crunching on gravel, heart pounding with unease. In the dim culvert he saw her, the mother dog, broken, barely alive. Her soft brown eyes locked onto his, not with fear, but with quiet trust, waiting. Something inside him shattered, a crack in his hardened shell. He knelt, brushing sand from her face with clumsy hands. "I'm here now," he whispered, his voice rough but gentle. The puppies pressed close, their whimpers echoing in the fading light. The vet's office was a blur of lights and urgency. The mother dog, named Daisy by Tom, clung to life. Her injuries were severe, a fractured leg, deep cuts, but her will was strong. The puppies curled beside her, refusing to leave. Tom waded through the enormous brood, his calloused hands gripping cold coffee. He had always been alone, a man of roads and silence. Yet those puppies' cries, Daisy's trusting eyes, stirred something new. He could not walk away from them. Weeks of care followed, medicine, bandages, and patience. Daisy's leg healed slowly, her strength returning with each day. The puppies, now named Scout and Ember, grew bolder, their playful yips filling Tom's small trailer home with life. In that cramped space, something bloomed. Tom, once a solitary wanderer, found purpose. He built a small bed for Daisy, laughing as Scout and Ember tumbled over his boots. They were not just dogs. They were his family now. If you drive that desert road today, look for a weathered trailer with a sagging porch. You might see Tom's truck parked nearby. Daisy resting in the shade, her fur gleaming. Scout and Ember nap beside her, safe at last. Sometimes, love arrives on fragile paws. Sometimes, help comes not with a shout, but with a quiet cry. Thank you for watching this story to the end. If it touched your heart, let us know in the comments. We read every word. For more stories like this, another waits on our channel. Subscribe to share the journey. Daisy's recovery transformed Tom's small trailer into a home. Each morning he woke to Scout and Ember's eager nudges, their tiny paws tapping his legs. He had never known such warmth, a man who once saw only highways and deadlines. The desert sun no longer felt oppressive. Tom built a fenced yard where Daisy could stretch her healed leg, her eyes bright with quiet strength. Scout and Ember chased each other, their cream and yellow fur now clean, glowing in the golden light. Tom's neighbors noticed the change. The gruff driver who once barely spoke now smiled, sharing stories of the puppy's antics. Daisy followed him everywhere, her steady gaze a reminder of the night they met, when her trust had broken him open. One evening, as stars pierced the desert sky, Tom sat on his porch, Daisy at his side. Scout and Ember sprawled across his feet, their soft snores blending with the cricket's hum. He realized he was no longer alone, his heart tethered to theirs. This story is not just about a rescue. It is about finding family in the unlikeliest places, about a man in 3 courts